They've got a murderer walking around here, and they don't realize it.
A killer on the loose and a family left without answers. Janette Roberson's murder in Reed City has gone unsolved for more than a quarter century. We looked into the case with state police and spoke to Janette's family about the lack of closure. This is part one of our special report, Cold Case, the Janette Roberson Story.
She was a quintessential homemaker. She did the kids, she did the house.
Beautiful, religious, with an unmistakable kindness, Janette Roberson lived the life of an ordinary small-town girl.
She did everything that you would see on a 50s television show that a homemaker does. That's what she did. She did it to perfection.
Janette moved to Reed City back in 1983, where she worked at the pet store in the basement of what's now Reed City Hardware.
She would give her clothes off her back if she thought you needed them, literally. There wasn't anything she wouldn't do for anybody.
Then on January 19th, 1983, sometime between 1 and 4 p.m., Janette Roberson's ordinary life ended with extraordinary cruelty.
During broad daylight, basically, someone entered the store and killed Janette.
I was in the shower at home. It doesn't feel real, it still doesn't feel real, because, you know, this stuff only happens to other people. This is like, it's like a book, you know, that you're reading and you go, wow.
It was a brutal murder.
The murder weapon, one or more different blunt objects noted in the original reports. Many of the details remain a mystery to the public, but speculation paints Janette's murder as a crime of passion.
I don't believe it's a person, a stranger that happened to walk through town that day that did this. The injuries to her suggest that there were, a fit of rage during this incident.
Newspaper clippings from the time show police were looking for people seen nearby, releasing 3 sketches based on witness descriptions of one man in particular. There were people that were in the store that day, most of which I believe have been identified. At least one male subject that was never identified, so there were sketches put out to the public at that time. The mystery man has never turned up, and investigators began to look at the people Janette knew best. We always start in the inner circle of the victim and those closer to the victim and work outward. So Alvin was a suspect at that time, the husband. Detectives learned Alvin and Janette planned to divorce, even that he had a new girlfriend. But like the others, investigators eventually ruled Alvin out as a suspect. While there's still plenty of evidence of what Janette may have been doing on that day, with the animal cages that remain intact still around us, there is far less evidence as to who her killer might have been, who may still walk among us 34 years later.
Justice for Janette! Justice for Janette! Justice for Janette!
Fast forward to today, still no arrests and emerging tensions between police and the family.
Original people, police officers, messed up the crime scene. That's a big no-no. Even I know better. It was like this was a joke. This was a human being, and it was my sister.
Well, there were too many hands, too many different agencies working the case. When you get too many hands into something, there's something going to be missed. It's important to make sure that we do our best, the best job possible to get the answers.
If the day comes when police say, we're done, our investigation is over, we've been looking into this for far too long, it's been 34 years, are you prepared for something like that?
No. I will never give up hope that it'll be solved. I went to school here, I graduated from here. I knew these people. I just want to get a hold of them.
Tomorrow on 9 and 10 News at 5, we continue this series and take a look at the new technology that's changing the way these cases are solved and speak exclusively with the Cold Case Task Force that's promising a fresh look at the 34-year-old mystery.